Good morning, beloved ones. Turn to someone and tell them, I feel so good I can hardly stand it. I feel so good I can hardly stand it. Yes. I feel so good that I can hardly stand it. Yes. Do you feel good? Doesn't it feel good to say that? I feel so good. That I could hardly stand it. Sometimes when I'm meditating, just now it happened where I feel a sense of joy that I want to just sort of break out and laugh and just it feels so good. It's wonderful. So, beloved ones, we've been talking about good vibrations. Or we've been talking about the energy of God as experienced through the divine activity of blessings. And that whenever we offer a blessing to anyone, that we are consciously directing the energy of God upon that which is being blessed. It's a powerful thing to be able to confer, to offer, to claim, to state a blessing upon a situation. Because blessings contain and carry a very high vibration. They carry the vibration of the kingdom of God consciousness, the kingdom of heaven consciousness. And so blessings are no small thing. That they actually have the ability to heal and to transform and to change us, to elevate us, and to cause the presence of God to pour forth in a very mighty way. What a joy it is, and a sense of fulfillment, deep fulfillment, to be able to offer a blessing, because it stirs things up. It stirs up the Spirit of God in you, and it also stirs up the Spirit in the object of the blessing. It gets things moving. And so if you want to move things within your situation, within your life, or within your circumstances, or if you want to transform your consciousness and your state of being and your state of mind, then just start blessing something. Doesn't have to be anything in particular. You might just say, ooh, let me bless that. Just start blessing something. And you can either ask God, you can say, God, bless this situation, this experience, this encounter, this circumstance. Or, if you're not afraid to stand in the full power of your own spiritual expression, you can say, you know what, I bless this situation, this circumstance, this encounter. Either way, you want to get into this habit. During the past few days, I've been asking myself, well, what can I offer to this situation? Especially when I could feel myself perhaps moving in a direction that I didn't want to move in, or feeling what I didn't want to feel, whether it's on the telephone with the operator of a business, or my alarm company trying to get them to turn off the beeping sound because my smoke detector's going off, and I know it's going off, but I can't do anything about that right now, so could you turn off the beep? But how to do that in a way when I could feel my energy, kind of rising. And I had to stop and say, well, what can I offer this situation, to this situation? What can I bring to this situation? And of course, I was reminded I can bring a blessing. I can offer a blessing to the situation. And I've been doing that, and I tell you, what's been happening is it's been shifting and changing my energy. And so much so that when my energy shifted and changed, the outcome that I was seeking shifted and changed. So instead of me getting out here first, trying to figure out I began to say, what can I offer? What can I bring to this moment? I can bring the power of blessing. I can bless this situation. Bless it, bless it. And all of a sudden, things began to shift and change. And what happens is, whenever I do that, the more I'm able to remember to bless it, I'm opening up myself to the more of the good or more of the God that lies within me and all around me and in every situation and circumstances. See, when I do that, when I am open to blessing everything, no matter how it's showing up, because sometimes that may feel difficult to do. But when I can remember to begin to just bless everything, what happens is I find I have less time to judge it. I have less time to resist it because it's not showing up like I think it should or as I wanted it to do. I find that I have less time to get stuck in the middle of it. I can bless it and release it. That's one of the most powerful affirmations that you could say to, I bless it and I release it. It's powerful. Turn to somebody and say, you know what? Turn to them and say, you know what? I bless it and I release it. Bless it and release it. Because we all have something that needs our blessing, do we not? And we all have something that we want to release. Something that, we want to be free of or to let go of. Sometimes I have to say to myself, ooh, something's got a hold on me. And sometimes it's not what I want. And so I need to bless it and release it. Release the hold that thing may have on you, on your spirit, on your heart, on your outlook, on your consciousness. Sometimes you need to be able to release it, to be free from it. And in this releasing, when you bless it, you are conferring the goodness upon it. And when you release it, what you are doing is you actually are unleashing the energy of God. You're unleashing the power and the presence of God to do a mighty work, to do its work. And then you are opened up. You are opening yourself up for the goodness of God to bless you. And then when you get into this state of mind where you're blessing and releasing and letting, then you can truly say, I let go and I let God. I let go and I let God. It's a powerful thing. Now, there's something I want to say about letting go and letting God. Because it does not mean that you simply throw up your hands and you say, okay, God, it's on you now. Right? Not that kind of letting go and letting God. Because when you say, I let go and I let God, what that means is that you are also standing at the ready, listening for the call of spirit, being open to the movement and the stirring of God, and taking action as God directs. It's not just laying off, laying down and saying, bring me this and bring me that. It's being you're out of the way of your own individual need to direct and control and shape it, but you let go and you stand ready to listen to the call of spirit. What's the next step? What is it that I need to bring and do about the situation? See, so we're listening, we're being open to the movement of God, we're being ready to take that action as God directs. Now the challenge comes, friends, is because very often we fail to know and to recognize when it is God directing, or when it is God speaking, or when it is God prompting us. We miss it. Because sometimes we keep waiting for that big booming voice, heard from the clouds that seem to part, shouting directions and answers. The answer is B, Sylvia, B. The answer is A. We're looking for this, or maybe we're looking for some big, flashing neon sign with the heavens part, and there's a message board. And it has our name on it with all the instructions and all the directions that we need. But Scripture reminds us that God speaks in a still, small voice. And I say that it's a voice that is so small and so still that it is often heard as a feeling, not a sound. It's a feeling, not a sound. Mr. Fillmore, co-minister of Unity and co-founder of Unity Movement, said this. He used to like to say, just feel after God. Feel after God. Don't even try to search for God. Don't try to think about God. He would say, just feel after God. In other words, God can be known or as experienced as a feeling. After all, everything in the universe is a vibration, right? Everything is energy. And so it would stand to reason that we can receive divine guidance or revelations or directions or answers or wisdom or this divine knowing through our intuitive thinking, feeling, sensing aspect of consciousness. Through the intuitive thinking, feeling, sensing, with the highest fashion being our intuitive nature. So we get it through that. But we want to get into the vibe of what God feels like. Not necessarily thinking about God, into the vibe of what God feels like. See, when you say you feel good, what you're really saying is that you are feeling God. You know, so you can say, oh, I feel God this morning. I feel God in this moment. When you feel the essence or the quality or the nature or the things of God, you cannot help but feel good. You must feel good. And so you want to feel after God. You don't simply want to talk about love. You don't want to just write about love. It's lovely to write poems and, sonnets. But you want to feel love, don't you? You want to feel that love. You want to feel it as an energetic force. You want to feel it as an energy. You want to feel it because love is a vibration, an energy, a force, a vibration. You simply don't want to pray for peace. You want to feel peace. You want to feel peaceful. I'd give up praying about peace if I could feel peace. Because peace is a vibration. You want to feel joy, right? Joy is a vibration. You want to feel wisdom even as an inner knowing, because knowing is also a vibration. When you know that you know that you know, it's a vibration. You want to feel health. You want to feel health as a state of wholeness. Right? You want to feel whole, do you not? You want to feel well. You don't want to think about what it is to be healthy. You want to feel health and wholeness, because wholeness is a vibration. You can feel when you're feeling whole and you're feeling at one and you're feeling well. You don't want to just be prosperous. Prosperity, friends, is a vibration. You got to feel prosperous. You know that commercial? I love the commercial with this lady. I think it's about, I don't know if it's insurance or something. I don't even know what she's selling. But anyway, people are taking pictures, and she goes up and she tears the camera out. And, and it says, because she's feeling rich, that these must be paparazzis taking pictures of her. Because she's feeling rich. It's a vibration. When you feel prosperous, guess what? Prosperity cannot help but flow to you. It's a vibration. Everything is a vibration. And so whatever it is that you want, friends, you want to feel it. You want to feel it as a state of mind or as a state of being, as a vibration. Whatever it is you want, feel it as a vibration. So what we want to do is begin to train ourselves now. To train ourselves to feel shifts of energy within us. We're so heady. We're so busy trying to think our way to God. You got to learn to start now feeling how God may come and present itself to you. Because it may come as a sensation or a knowing, or maybe it'll come as an involuntary body movement. It may come to you as a rush of energy or a warm feeling, a warm sensation. It may come as simply coincidences that you notice, or patterns, or images, or insights that you get, and the like. Any one of these may be a part of your own special call from Spirit to listen up. But you've got to see it, you've got to notice it, you've got to feel it. Make those connections. Listen up, Spirit's saying, listen up. Be aware of the vibrations of God entering into your conscious awareness. Be aware of the vibrations that are trying to get your attention, of God trying to speak, God trying to move and have its being in you. See, you've got to know and to feel the presence of God and the promptings of God. Not just the presence, but the promptings. What is God prompting me? What is God moving me to? And as you begin to do that, you would see a shift in your life. So you want to feel. Now, yes, God can speak to you in an audible voice, but you have to be careful of who you're telling that to. But it is possible. I have heard Spirit call my name in my meditation states. I've heard the voice of God give me a word. So I'm not saying that that's not possible, but for the most part, God speaks through vibration, because even a word is vibration, see? And I might be feeling that word, thinking I'm hearing that word. It's all vibration. It's a feeling, an energetic thought, an intuition, a divine knowing. And so we've got to get used to training ourselves. How does God speak to you? It may speak to you a little differently than it does to me, but you must feel God in your own being. Now, believe it or not, the best way to feel God is to be still, to rest in the quiet. Because the quieter you are within, the more you will be able to feel God. The scripture also says, in quietness and in trust shall be your strength. In quietness and in trust shall be your strength. When you get really quiet, you have to trust the presence, which is why people get very nervous when it's too much silence, because they're not trusting what's going to happen next. And so they've got to either move, or they've got to cough, or they have to do something to distract themselves. In quietness and in trust shall be your strength. If you want to be a clear channel, if you want to be a receiver, because that's what we are a receiver for the vibration of God. If you want to be a receiver so that God can speak to you through vibration and through this knowing, you have to rid yourself of static. There's too much static on your line. Too much fear, too much doubt, too much negativity. All those create static states of being and energy, confusion. You can't hear. See, static in your consciousness and subsequently in your ability to hear and feel and receive the vibration of God. So we've got to clear the channel. And spending time being quiet clears your channel. Now, I'm not necessarily talking about meditation, because meditation is great and it is quite necessary for your spiritual growth and practice. It is. But I'm talking about just finding time to be quiet. You don't have to go into a corner and sit in your pose and meditate, although you should do that on occasion. But just being quiet. Be in your house with no distraction. Don't have the radio and the TV on. Just be. Be. Not in the silence necessarily, but be silent. Be quiet. Just be. Because you want to quiet your soul, quiet your thinking, quiet that mental chatter. Just quiet your fears, quiet your doubt, quiet your energy that may be scattered and frantic, wanting to go here and just rest in the stillness. Rest in the stillness, because that is where you will find or feel God, in the stillness of life. Now, I know that this is all easier said than done for some folks, but it gets better with practice as you just give yourself the space, because in stillness, there's a spaciousness that starts to happen, an expansion of your being, a breathing, a letting go, a releasing. Whew. It's powerful. And I have found that when I'm too much in my head and I can't turn off the thoughts and all this chatter, and I want to be quiet, what I'll simply do is to begin to place my awareness in my body. I pay attention to what I'm feeling in my body, because the body will ground you. If you can feel what you feel in the body, it will ground you, and you'll be able to feel the stillness that comes about in your life. This is such a powerful thing. Eckhart Tolle, in his wonderful book, Stillness Speaks, he talks about how we get into the body and what stillness really is. And this is what he says on page 21. He says, feel the energy of your inner body. Immediately, mental noise slows down or ceases. So you got to get out of the head, move that attention, because the head will keep you going in a loop and a loop and a loop, and the next thought and the next thought and the next thought. Before you know it, you're worrying and you're fretting and you're trying to figure out. Leave this and move down into your being, into your body. And when you can start to feel that, this will cease, the mental chatter, the noise. He says, feel the energy of your inner body. Immediately, mental noise slows down or ceases. Feel it in your hands, your feet, your abdomen, your chest. Feel the life that you are, the life that animates the body. The body then becomes a doorway, so to speak, into a deeper sense of aliveness underneath the fluctuating emotions and underneath your thinking. And what we want to do is to be able to get underneath all of this outer chatter, get underneath your emotions, get underneath those thoughts and feelings, because there is where the great peace of God lies. It's underneath things. And this is where you get in touch with your true self, right? The self that's not lost in the world, the self that's not caught up in all the distractions and all the noise and all the fear. See, you want to get in and underneath all of that so that you can feel the presence not only of God, but you can feel your true self. You can feel your true essence, because this is what he also says in the book. He says, when you lose touch with your inner stillness, you lose touch with yourself. When you lose touch with yourself, you lose yourself in the world. It's so powerful. Are you lost in the world, caught up in the muck and the mire, imprisoned, in this lower level vibration? You've got to free yourself. If you're just trying to survive, whatever the next trauma or drama is coming up, and you're not enjoying the process of life, then you need to do what Jesus said. He said, come apart for a while. Come apart for a while and reconnect. Reconnect to your soul. Reconnect to your spirit and find the beauty and the peace that is God. Be still so that you may know. Be still and know. And from this knowing, you can let go and let God. In quietness and in trust shall be your strength. Stillness. Stillness is to the mind what sleep is to the body. It creates and offers and provides nourishment for your soul, healing, renewal, restoration, rest, and strength. When you really touch that stillness and you're in that place, even the angels of heaven hush all their singing and they rejoice. Take time to be still, and to be holy, and to just be. Blessings. Blessings. Namaste. Blessings.